Are you serious? Are you serious? We do have some breaking news taking place right now as we speak. A mob of people have converged upon the Swedish embassy in Baghdad, there in Iraq. Right behind me, you're seeing the pictures as they have set the building on fire. Insane situation developing here in the last 45 minutes. Now, let me put a shout out real fast for www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. The U.S. dollar has lost 85% of its value since the 1970s, and when the dollar really was decoupled from gold. The government seems bent on continuing that tradition. From now until after the next elections, the government can print as much money as they want. And the last time they did that, inflation went up 9%. Gold is the one asset that has been proven to withstand inflation. You can invest in gold with noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. And they will send you and give you a 24-karat golden standard coin for free if you set up a gold or silver IRA. Just get on the phone and call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. 1/4 of an ounce, 24-karat gold coin right there. They'll send it to you for free if you get started with noblegoldinvestment.com. Let me tell you exactly what's happening right now in the Middle East. It is a situation that, again, if you're studying, if you want to know about Mystery Babylon, you want to understand where Babylon is, it's in Baghdad, or I should say Babylonia. Babylon is all along the edges there on either side of the Euphrates River. And the Bible talks about how that this Mystery Babylon will rise up in the last days. And spirits will be released. 4 fallen angels will literally come out of the underneath the river Euphrates and be released upon the earth, and causes World War III, causes what's called the Sixth Trumpet War. It's not the only nations that will be involved, those that are along that Euphrates River, which is Iran and Iraq and Syria and Turkey, but others that are, the whole world actually will engage in a very, very, very serious situation, guys. I'm very concerned about. I'm very, very concerned about. Why is it happening? Well, we have breaking news on that right now as we speak. I doubt it's even being heard by most people. Protesters are extremely angry in Baghdad over the burning of the Quran that was going on in Stockholm, Sweden. Now, demonstrators are responding to a protest in Stockholm, Sweden last month ahead of one today. Hundreds of protesters today stormed the Swedish embassy and just set it on fire in the last 45 to 50 minutes. They have converged upon it. They've stormed the Swedish embassy in Baghdad. They've set it on fire ahead of a demonstration outside the Iraqi embassy in Sweden, where recent Quran burnings have inflamed anger in the Muslim world. So what's been happening is in Stockholm, Sweden, outside of the Iraqi embassy, people have been protesting and burning the Quran in front of the embassy, the Iraqi embassy, over in Stockholm, Sweden. So today, the anger of the Muslim world has now converged on the Swedish embassy in Iraq. But they've taken it a step further. They're just going to try to burn down the entire embassy. Now, the unrest has the latest ripple from a protest that took place in Stockholm last month, where Sawan Mamka, a Iraqi refugee, tore up and burnt an Islamic book called the Quran outside the central mosque on the first day of a Muslim holiday. Horrifying, actually, Muslims around the world. And at the latest demonstration in Sweden today, Mr. Mamaka and other protesters kicked around copies of the Quran and stomped on replicas of the Iraqi flag. The response was Iraq's Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani. He kicked the Swedish ambassador out of Iraq today, directed Iraq's charge ambassador to withdraw from the Iraqi embassy and come on home. And then the mob converged on the Swedish embassy in Baghdad and are now attempting to burn it completely down. They have severed all diplomatic relationships now between Sweden and Iraq in response to the repeated permission by the Swedish government to allow the burning of the Quran in Sweden. This is an insult, of course, to the Islamic sanctities. And then you go and burn the Iraqi flag. Now that's become an insult to the government of Iraq. But in Sweden, burning of flags is a constitutional right. But, I don't know if burning of the Quran is. Apparently it is, because they've allowed it to go on. Sweden's foreign minister said in a statement that the country's embassy in Baghdad has been vandalized. It is on fire. And I've seen footages on social media, and part of the embassy is in flames. Matter of fact, you're looking at a picture behind me. Also, the Iraqi police have tried to put it out. Now, they've fired water cannons there to disperse the protesters, but they haven't sprayed the water on the burning embassy. According to images that's been shared on social media and news reports, 15 protesters have been arrested there out in Baghdad, and Iraq security officials are saying a journalism monitoring group said that 3 photojournalists were also arrested while they were covering the protest there in Baghdad. After the protest will be over, I'm sure that they say they're going to close the embassy, if there's even an embassy left there, a Swedish embassy in Iraq. So here we go with, anytime, common sense would say, don't go burning the Quran in front of the Iraqi embassy over in Sweden. Just like don't go burning the Bible in Canada, which I've seen happen. Matter of fact, there was a gentleman who hated me for some reason. I still don't know why. And, I do know why. I give away Bibles. Our ministry here, since we've been online, we've given away 35,000 Bibles individually to people. And free. And paid the postage to get it to them. Okay? And we still will. If you ask for one, I'll send you one. And he didn't like that. And it was a guy up in Canada. He was watching me on YouTube. He didn't like it. So he held a Bible burning, in which he got a bunch of Bibles, and he even had one of mine that he had requested one. I sent it to him, had no idea who he was. I don't ask questions. I just send people Bibles. You ask for one, I send you one. Lord willing, I'm trusting that our supporters of our ministry will provide us with enough funds that we're able to have the Bibles and pay for all the freight to get it to wherever they got to go. So I sent him a free Bible. So he had a bunch of Bibles, including the one that I had personally sent him and signed. And he did a YouTube video. He built a campfire and sat there and burned the Bible. He burned my Bible that I sent him for free, but then he burned other Bibles. Now, that's not it is his constitutional right in Canada. I don't think it's a smart thing to do. It doesn't solve anything. It isn't going to change the gospel of Jesus Christ in any way. And it will only stir up strife among people. I didn't like it, but what am I going to do? I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to tell you about it 8 years later, because they're burning the Quran in Sweden, which I don't think, you tell me, what in the world does that do? What will that help? That doesn't help anything. Just because you can do it. There's a lot of things legal in America that you can do, but it's not a smart thing to do. There's plenty of legal activities in this country that I highly recommend you not involve yourself in. And one of them would be, don't be burning the Quran. It's an insult to over almost 2 billion people. So why would you want to insult 2 billion people? Okay. But this man had burned the Quran. He wasn't the only one. Then he had bunches of people go out there protesting and burning the Quran and burning the Iraqi flag. And now the Iraqis back in Baghdad have decided just to burn down the Swedish embassy. And so here we go. Now, when I talk about Mystery Babylon, remember, it comes out of Babylon. It's a mystery. How does it happen? How does this evil come? Well, my book, Revelation 9:11, is going to help explain it to you. As plain as it gets. Matter of fact, as I was in the process of writing that portion of the book, along with my co-author, Troy Anderson, who is a Pulitzer Prize nominated investigator and a born-again believer, I said, look, here's what I believe Mr. Babylon is. You've heard it. You've heard all kinds of theories, including that the United States is somehow Mr. Babylon in Revelation, but all kinds of things, just all kinds of theories, okay? I said, but actually, if you will study the Word of God, it pretty well tells you the mystery is of iniquity, and it's the release of the demonic forces of hell in Babylon, right underneath once the river Euphrates dries up, okay, and the release takes place. But it doesn't end there. It actually, the bottomless pit, when Apollyon crawls out of it, and the hordes of hell are turned loose, and 4 more fallen angels are released from Euphrates, the Mystery Babylon begins to roar. And you'll see it in a big way. So we're watching closely what's taking place right now in Baghdad. And also praying that cooler heads will prevail. Cooler heads will prevail. So there's a lot to talk about. We'll share a lot about that in our book, Revelation 9:11. Please check that out. If you haven't got your pre-copy, if you haven't ordered your pre-copy, you've got time, order it. Please do that. And I just talked to a lady who, or my wife did. My wife was talking to her, and she said she was going right now to go purchase a bunch of she's going to pre-order a bunch of my books because she plans on giving them out to family members. She's going to give them out to a bunch of family members and friends. So she's just going to she's going to go to Amazon.com and purchase them. I think that's really cool. And the reason is she knows that if there was ever a time, people will read sometimes. They will, instead of picking up a Bible or hearing some preacher in a pulpit, they may actually read a book, just like they read Hal Lindsey's Late Great Planet Earth. They may actually read a book that breaks it down for them in current world events and simple terms, since I'm a simple guy, but break it down, eschatology, so that people can understand just what time we're truly living in. Now, tonight, Mike from around the world is going to be with us. It's going to be powerful. I please do not miss this broadcast. Whatever you do, we've got a lot to talk to him about. And so some of it is information I just received a few minutes ago that I have not verified yet. And because of that, I have not brought it forward. I want to thank the individuals who sent it to me, but I want to verify it. It's nowhere in the mainstream media right now, but that don't mean nothing. But it is a possible situation it may have developed, which would be huge as it relates to the situation going on in Europe. So I'll let you know more about that tonight, and hopefully we can confirm it by then. Also, of course, the heat wave is cooking this world and this country, and there's a lot of things happening right now that seems to be, the Robert F. Kennedy testimony that was going on today was absolutely almost a brawl. And I'm sitting there watching Robert F. Kennedy Jr. defend his right to free speech, defend his father who was assassinated, his uncle who was president of the United States was assassinated, defend that these guys were totally for free speech and against secret societies. He was defending the American public's right to free speech. And they tried to censor him. It was insane. I said, wait, what are they? I was watching. I said, are they trying to censor this man at a censorship hearing right here, right now? They did. They tried. They even voted to do it, and then they lost the vote by 1 vote. So he got to keep speaking, but he was under attack. And what was really wild about it was Robert Kennedy Jr. was being viciously attacked and slandered by the Democrat Party, by his own party. And so, guys, this thing is the wheels are starting to come off America if we don't get this thing fixed soon. And the only way to fix it is with the Word of God. Down on our knees, praying, seeking the face of God. So I will see you guys tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Mike from the World is going to join us. I might even get Mike on early, so don't be late. And we will be ready to talk about this current world events, the heat wave. The heat wave, 21 straight days that Phoenix, Arizona has had temperatures of 110 degrees or higher and no end in sight. The red heifer. I've got some unbelievable prophetic news for you about the red heifer being moved to Shiloh, the original location where the Moses' tabernacle sat for 369 years and where the first red heifer was sacrificed and the ashes were burned. Maybe it's going to happen again. They're actually taking the red heifer there. Incredible prophecies that are happening so fast. So don't miss tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Mike from the World is going to join me. I'm going to try to have him join us earlier than normal, so don't be late. I'll see you tonight. God bless. Are you serious? Are you serious? And oh, by the way, just while I'm at it, I'm shocked that this song has been censored. Censorship everywhere. And they're fighting among themselves now. Country music fighting a country music star.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk. Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face. Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't.
See you tonight at 9 o'clock.
Try that in a small town.